Can we start with AutoStore?
Yes.
Firstly, right?
Yes.
I think that's really cool. So you've got over 1 million bins, 1.2 million bins. Is that
1.2
correct?
million bins.
Yeah. 1,000 robots.
1,400.
1,400.
It's
Okay.
very. We need to be accurate.
Okay,
Yeah,
of course.
we have.
And you've got an R&D like test center.
Yes. So we're Renaissance with AutoStore. So we do a lot of the product testing and things like that. So we
the new shiny stuff and the software and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then we give them feedback, and then we get to test some things and to validate some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important with the number of bins because we have Frasers in the UK. Michel, he always keeps competing in our number of bins. I bet he's buying more bins now. Pisses off, but that's
Okay. So you were you the largest? There's a new one coming
in one site.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, globally you have big players like DSV and DHL and those. I mean, I assume, and Frasers as well, of course. I assume they have more bins in total globally. We have in one site. So we have 3 cubes.
Yeah.
And also one is 250,000 bins. Also 2 is
450.
Yes.
And the third is 530.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one is like individually largest in the world. As we know, well, we still think it is.
I might need to cut again. But you heard rumors about other competitors. They're starting up those things. So we've been chasing people at Loginbot now, trying to find out what is true. We spooked one on AutoStore, guys. So I said directly, he's like, so we'll just ask you.
Yeah, cool. And how's the journey been? It's 2016 or 2017, I think, when you started with them. And how's the journey been? How do you start? How do you keep scaling? How's that?
Started building 2016, and then we were ready for production 2017, and then we expanded the first AutoStore in 2018. Started building AutoStore 2019, and expanded at 2020, 2021, and then started building AutoStore 322. And then finishing 23. So 24 and 25 are only years we haven't expanded AutoStore. So since 2017, we've been expanding AutoStore. So I mean, I'm not going to promote AutoStore too much, but it was been good for us because you can scale with AutoStore while doing production as well. So we can have a running production and then still build the grid, this expanded grid. So for us, it's been good in that sense.
Yeah. I guess that's really important, right? You can't impact the day-to-day operations when new technology is coming in because 1 day or 2 days or a week out is game-changing.
Yeah. Can't you ask Stina about the sprinkler installations?
Of course. Tell me about the sprinkler installations.
So for the first 2, or AutoStore 1, and half of AutoStore 2, we didn't need the sprinkler ceiling. So you need to lower the roof. It's an insurance requirement. But for half of it, we have it. And AutoStore 3 is done. It's already there. But now we retrofit a roof over AutoStore 2. So the half of the grid in production. So that's the most exciting project I ever had.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, it is. But so we had to do that this year as well.
Okay. We talked to a lot of the colleagues in the business as well, how they figure out fire protection. I think. I mean, it's a big thing with all automation, of course.
It also comes down to insurance company, what they say, and the laws within the country itself, and
Yeah. So even if you have FM Global on one side, they're decided certain things, but then you can, on a country-specific side, they have other rules and things like that. So it's a bit complicated. And we try to compare to the UK, but then they have other rules than we have, and then it's difficult. Then that means we're shutting down AutoStore 2 in the daytime, and then we're opening up in the evening, then moving bins automatically out from AutoStore 2 to the other AutoStores, and then shutting it down again, and then doing orders in AutoStore 1 and 3. So it just goes back and forth. So it's
crazy times. We never done that before, but apparently it works. So that's
Touch wood. Yeah. Cool. And outside of AutoStore, I know that in terms of your business, there's a lot of other technology, automation, software, conveyors that's going on. How's the landscape looking? What's exciting to you walking around Logimat and what you've seen?
I'll just, if I touch on the software. So one of the things that we've done all of the software ourselves. So we have everything from the web shop to content management system to ERP system to warehouse management system to warehouse control system. So we have the whole chain of software we're controlling ourselves, which makes it fairly flexible. And from an AI point of view, where everyone loves to talk about AI, it makes we're in control of all the data, which makes it very, very efficient for us to do a lot of things with it. But then we have everything else.
Yeah, like conveyors, sorting. We went live last year with a garment on hanging solution.
Not pouch sorter.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
pouch. No. Also some pack automation for our odd size departments, but the warehousing is still like totally manual. But the packing is automated.
Yeah, and then we have the conveyors.
The conveyors. We've been focusing a lot since we were done with Outstore 3 on the outside processes, and basically taking the next step into, okay, we bring goods into Outstore and then we take it out. How should we move within the warehouse to make it the most efficient, basically? Yeah.
Just another thing. I mean, when you do automation in AutoStore, you know, it's a good technology and there's a lot of other good technologies out there, but everything around it, the processes around it is always the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to make it work, and you need to. It's like water flowing, right? You can't, if you stop it, it will just go somewhere else. You need to make it turn. So that's something we focus a lot on, to try to get the whole thing working as efficiently as possible.
And why did you choose to do it from the AI, the ERP, the integration? Why not outsource it? Why do it yourself?
I initially, and we started this in 2010, but initially we did a web shop first because we kept running into bottlenecks with the solution at the time. So it's a long. I mean, now you have a great platforms that you can use, but then at the time it felt we ran into bottlenecks, and the same thing with the content management system, also bottlenecks again. And then we just kept scaling so much, so we didn't want to have the system as a bottleneck. So now we're sitting, we can control all the systems, and we are working very closely with the operational team to try to figure out, what is the best way forward, what is the bottleneck we need to remove, and how can we do that. So it's a lot of very fast development that we're doing, and trying to be in control as much as possible. So it's very good for us now.
Yeah.
We rarely recommend someone else to do it because it is difficult. It takes all resources to do, and it is slightly crazy. So yeah, that's also part of the fun.
Yeah. And so that leads into my next question very nicely about the integration of new technology versus existing, either automation or even going from manual to fully automated, and then the steps in between. But how do you manage? I think I touched on before, just going around, if you're shutting AutoStore 2, you're upgrading AutoStore 3. How do you like the wider process of getting old and new technology, or going from old to new technology?
I mean, it's a lot. You tend to look at KPIs. That's the thing. Like, how fast are we moving certain items? And if an item is stuck in an AutoStore and it's not getting overturned. So when you're passing through different technologies, that's what so one thing is to start measuring the data very closely to see where it's going. And then you try to figure out, okay, how can we mitigate this? Or how can we add some automation to make it work? Or sometimes you don't want to automate. And sometimes you want to, okay, can we do a manual process first? Because we like to figure out what we need to do first before we start automating it. Because we need to know our problem before we tell someone else to fix it for us, So it's a lot around that one too. And then we always look at cost, of course. So
Of course, yeah.
So cost first, and then try to do it.
Yeah, okay. And staffing up that's a big project, right? To get, if you come from a retailer, fashion, grocery, whatever, you're even a 3PL background, you probably wouldn't have that knowledge or that IT or automation knowledge in house. So how do you again balance that, whether you outsource or you try and bring people up internally and train them? How do you? I mean, you've been with the business a long time. How do you take people through that journey?
You mean on the floor? People, yes.
Yeah. Well, both on the floor and then also from the software point of view.
Yeah,
bring that in. Yeah.
Yeah, so on the floor, we try to, of course, involve the teams that's gonna someday take over the project and actually do it in real production. But also we have very good people that are very interested in things we do, because some people have been with us since the start and see what we've been doing all these years and going towards more and more automation. So they are interested in that journey as well. So for the transfer cell project, we had to create a new thing called bin fix.
Okay.
So we had
Where's bin fix?
So it's the part where we move the bins over outsource. We noticed that every bin has a barcode, but since we have a lot of bins, we had a lot of different barcodes. They were placed on all different sides of the bin, and we had to create a new process where we changed the bin type or the bin label.
to print
So,
out and put in.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a bin fix. Okay,
It's a bin fix.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, with new installations, we almost every time create some sort of new process where some people can involve and have another path of career or whatever that's closer to automation rather than maybe packing or inbound or whatever. Yeah.
So we usually say from a technical and from a project point of view, we're the cause of all problems and the solutions to all problems. So it's like we're creating problems also that we didn't have before automation. So we never had bin fix problems, but now we have. Now we have a whole process to. So we have specially trained bin fixers in the warehouse that's their job to fix bins, and that didn't exist before. So that's also the downside. I mean, we're saving a lot of money on the automation, but then we also need to spend someone to make like a manual process.
Yeah.
Then from the software team point of view. So mainly what we try to focus on, we don't necessarily need to get developers that know about logistics or process. That doesn't matter to us. We will train them in logistics and processes. What we need is very, very good developer, very skilled developers within software development. And then they will apply that skill into a new area, which is logistics and stuff like that. So we haven't recruited anyone that has a logistic background. And the team that did the transfer cell, they had no idea about transfer cells. So it's a new thing, and then we have to learn. And we talked to AutoStore and our partner Element Logic as well, and try to figure out how that's working. And then so what we did, we bought all the hardware, and then we did the software ourselves. So that to control the logic of the bins moving and which one. So one thing is that you move, that you have an item that you go into an AutoStore because that item needs to go out on an order. But the bigger problem is that you need to balance bins out. So you need to move another bin out, and that's what don't you need for 12 hours in that AutoStore, and that needs to go back. So that's also like the inverse problem of things is more problematic than the first one. So it's some interesting.
Yeah. No, I think from putting my recruitment hat on now, I think that's not music to my ears. I can't think of the phrase, but it's refreshing and reassuring to hear. I think when you say people don't necessarily need to come from a logistics background, because I think just from the knowledge, if they only come from the industry and you're confined to the four walls, right? And you said Element Logic. So I had Christian Rognes on previously, and he's not from the logistics world per se. And then you can bring so many new ideas to the table that you wouldn't even consider, right? If you keep going from competitors to competitors, there's just the same ideas that are being shared. So
I think that that's crucial on the whole thing. You get to fresh 100% blood into the whole thing, right? And try to twist it around a bit as well.
Yeah.
And it's also, if we would recruit, where do I find a developer that's worked on 3 AutoStores in the world's biggest AutoStores? I don't. I mean, that's impossible. You're the one. So then it's way better for us to get a very, very strong. I mean, we compare ourselves more to like Google or Meta or Amazon or those companies rather than a traditional logistic company instead. To rather have amazingly good software developers, and then we will just pipe it into different business areas instead.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And how do you feel about the use, just in a really broad term, in the warehouse, the use of AI? I know seeing some of the AutoStore releases, it's very software heavy, very AI heavy, data analysis. How do you improve the efficiency using AI?
I looked at Stina now because I usually
I skipped the AI question. It's all yours. Because you love it so much. Yeah.
I always say I hate talking about it. Like it is the worst from a tech point, because everyone is asking about AI. Is that the only thing you ask about? No one is asking about the super cool transfer cells that we have. Yeah. So if you don't do it, we did. I mean, I appreciate the answer, but those as well. And the bins as well. No, but I mean, so AI is super important for us. It is, but it is a tool like any other tool as well. We have AI in everything that we do. We do it within software development. I mean, we rarely have developers actually coding now. There's both a mix of vibe coding or agentic coding or a mix of those, right? And then we do in the warehouse, we have a lot around vision AI, so physical AI right now. So we do a lot of image recognition to identify items or bins or movements and things like that. And the same thing from an e-commerce point of view. I mean, content generation in terms of improving image quality or product descriptions of items and so on. I mean, everything is around AI, but it's the same thing. No one asked me, do you use databases?
Very good point. Yeah.
Yes, we do. I mean, I love talking about databases, but no one is asking about, because everything is ChatGPT now. So what's important to remember too is ChatGPT unleashed AI on the whole world, right? But AI is not only ChatGPT. So AI is a very, very big area. I mean, you could argue that the simple logic in a computer is AI as well. I mean, but then you have all the different areas that you can explore further. But yeah.
Okay. I've got another buzzword subject now.
Yes.
Sorry, humanoids.
Yes.
I was actually very surprised walking around Lodging Map. I haven't seen nearly as many as I thought, which is quite surprising to me. I guess the Lodging Map, I've seen that in China. I know that's a bit more humanoid focused, and maybe in the US as well. Overall thoughts in general, not like from your company, but just in general. What do you think? When are we going to see them? If we're going to see them?
I don't know. Maybe in greenfield projects, uh, but for us, focusing on our site, there we need to do brownfield things. I don't really see a fit for us.
I have a hard time figuring out why they have legs.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them, they're starting to have like wheels or
Exactly, but that makes more
four legs. So don't need to
I mean,
have two.
from a warehouse point of view,
Yeah.
why would you have legs?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. I mean, I put wheels or tracks or something instead,
Yeah.
right? And then you would have the arms that maybe can do some things with. That makes more sense. I mean, humanoid for me is more maybe that you have something at your home that do some, you interact with something that maybe keeps you company or something.
Yeah.
It's so I feel like there's certain, like you said, there's certain things that humanoids will be good for, and then so it needs to find a proper use case. Kind of. We saw a humanoid, and it was hanging from the ceiling because he couldn't stand up. Yes,
Oh, okay.
he couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
And then he tried to pick up something 5 times, failed, and then it did pick it up and dropped it to the side, and it was there. The whole thing was it would be better to just pack it down into the box again and not try it. So I think that, I mean, that feels a little bit depressing. I mean, can do more things. I mean, we've seen humanoids do fantastic things. So, and I think it's a little bit sad to see something.
Yeah. Okay.
But but yeah, it looks cool.
It does look cool.
We did talk to some, and I asked about humanoid. They had a humanoid, and I said, no, it's only for the PR stuff.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
want to
for
say
the
that.
show.
That's what I was. I mean, I've seen humanoids do a lot of cool things. Boston Dynamics are amazing.
Yes, it is.
Haven't seen it in real life. Actually, they were at Modex or ProMat a few years ago with their stretch. And it was there and it was working. It wasn't doing backflips or cartwheels or anything like that, but it was there and it was working. But I'm yet to see one in the flesh. It was doing something. So online and on social media, they're doing cool things, but reality is different. But
here's the same thing with Unitree. I mean, I think that's the super cool piece of machinery as well, right? But it's also it is difficult to see where you plug it into the whole thing. But it is super cool, and it is developing very, very fast as well. I mean, so I mean, it might sound weird in a year from now when we're listening back to this. So hi, then now humanoids are all over the place. But yeah, so I think. I mean, all technology needs to find its place. And to make it work, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't really like humanoids at all. It's actually, to be fair, I did. It was just the battery life that I can't see the use case, because I think Boston Dynamics are the best with 4 hours that I heard. But then today I was speaking to someone and they were saying about an Italian humanoid startup, and they quoted 7.5 to 8 hours of battery life, and that's a huge leap. Still, then if you get into 8 hours or 9 hours battery life, then there's a lot more.
Yeah, because that whole shift maybe that's
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas if it's 3 hours and then you need a few of them, then it's not really replacing a human.
Have you seen those laser chargers?
No.
So there was a company I talked to, I can't remember what it was now, that they could charge from remotely with lasers.
Okay.
So as long as you hit like
That's,
a plate you could charge it.
It's actually really clever.
So and then do you get, is it safe? Well, what if you hang something? Yeah. I mean that could be something. I mean, we do the same thing with outdoor. I mean, we have the R5 Pro is super cool. It's charging fast, but we have the R5s, and you need to have more of a longer charging time and things like that. So I mean, that could be something that if it evolves in the charging process.
Yeah. We'll see. And was it Unitree or 1X in the US? They released. I think they're supposed to be coming this year for the home. They had the home robot doing the vacuum. I can't remember if that was what. So Unitree.
Unitree, yeah.
But it was supposed to be $30,000. Yeah, $30,000. I think. Yeah, and they'll take in deposits, and that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I think to start with, it's going to be controlled remotely from one of their offshore sites in India, and then they were going to scale it up. Then it was going to be fully autonomous. Split it 3 ways. It's only $10,000. So maybe you can.
It is exciting times.
So yeah, for sure. Yeah. To be fair, we touched on the first point, but outside of AutoStore and your world, what technology excites you? Anything?
Right now, we've been looking a lot on packaging automation. Right now, robot picking. We do all the packing manually right now. So we've been always doing a pick and pack at the port, closing the whole order. So we figuring out how we can solve that in a not better way, but with picking arms instead, combined with packaging automation. So that's really, I think, our next step to be more efficient in our warehouse combined with outstore.
It would be very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a discovery phase.
Yeah, it
Trying
is.
to
It is.
figure out,
Yeah.
The whole thing, to pick it out, put it in some kind of box or bag, and then move it out without any human
Yeah.
impact. That would
Okay.
be,
And the complexities are that every product box is different shape, sizes.
Yeah, and also the orders,
Yeah.
since we have
How many
Sev-
SKUs do we have?
700,000 different SKUs, and
Everything from kettlebells to plastic slides, and so it's
Yeah.
like a
so the scope right now is pretty small to try to figure out how much can we pick.
But
So-
if we're doing again, I mean, we're trying to get like a subset of things.
Yeah.
So can we reach 10% initially, and then scale it
Yeah.
up as we go as well? So we are aware that we can't do like 100%. Yeah. So then we also need to find a sweet spot for every technology. But that is exciting to us.
Yeah,
at least.
it is.
Yeah. Cool. And how? Talk me through your. Is it an R&D test site, innovation site, where you trial it? Is some packaging and some item picking or machine vision, machine learning going on there?
We're
Okay.
doing certain pilots with different companies and figuring out and that's not to say something bad about the technology. It's more it needs to fit into our process. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Where do we fit it in? How do we place it? What's the layout of the warehouse? How do we make efficient process to fit in all the things? And it's also one thing is they're great picking arms now to picking out stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's also the combination of putting into a packaging machine. And we haven't really seen like the full flow of things. So that's why we're trying to.
Yeah. So many companies tend to talk about the picking and the pace and all that, but again, we want to solve the whole process, because before the pick something happens, and after a pick something else needs to happen. So if the pick is good, that's great, but we need to get the orders out. That's like the main thing.
Yes,
So,
the return label inside and the label on the outside, and so it's the whole thing to try to.
Yeah. I work with a lot of other not just fashion, but just other retailers, other brands. They don't seem to have that level of. They don't seem to have that in their facility, right? They'll either rely on the integrators or the partners, or they'll go to another test or demo site. Why? Again, same with the software and the AI. Why you do it yourself? Why not go to Element Logics?
We're talking to them as well. We're talking to everyone to try and figure it out. I mean, it's not necessarily. I mean, we don't want to do everything ourselves. It's not
where it makes sense. We take help, of course, but we know our business the best. We think, and keep that knowledge within the company. And it was 2 years now since Roger came, and we started build a in-house project team, and starting to do this ourselves from idea to finished project, basically.
I was going to say some wildly inappropriate.
I
I mean, it's always good to eat your own dog shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we know if we create something, it's not working, then it's our asses, right? It's been sometimes. I mean, when you have consultants or companies coming in, and they sell the stuff to you, and then it's not their problem anymore. I mean, then it is. I mean, there's some amazing good companies out there that really gets involved to the whole thing. But at the end of the day, it's a revenue stream for them to sell things to us. And our revenue stream is wanting to make our customers happy. So we do tend to take more responsibility in that end to make sure that we're actually doing the right thing for the customers too. So it's a lot of customer centric.
Yeah. Okay. Next 5 to 10 years, you were very afraid of this question. I was about to ask. Get your crystal ball. Predict the future.
I was thinking, are we going to win the lottery?
Yeah.
Well, you'll be doing this. Yeah.
You
want to next 5 to 10 years?
What do you want to see in the warehousing, delivery, operations world?
A lot comes down to software all the time, but we're doing that ourselves. But also, I mean, how you combine different technologies together. I mean, we have AutoStore combined with the conveyors, and have just a smooth flow within within a warehouse. I don't know really any specific like technologies, but I mean, make things smarter, I guess, with software and those kind of technologies. And of course, AI and all that combined. I say that as well.
I'll ask you something else.
Yeah.
How close do you think we are to a dark warehouse or lights out warehouse?
Whatever. It's a good question. You should do one job. Yeah. Well,
Of course, but I think that's pretty far ahead from us. Since we have the old size will never be lights out because that right now totally manual and automate picking chairs, tables, and pack that. I don't really see that. But yeah, maybe for the auto store part. But then again, yeah, I think so because if we have an order that we need to, we need to split it or pack it in a different ways because whatever mix of SKUs there's in that order. So maybe it's someday, but for us it's a very long path, I would say.
Great question. I'll answer it myself. No, but to add to that, I think what people forget when they talk about dark warehouse is the whole maintenance part as well. And so automation requires a lot of maintenance. So I think even if you have a fully 100% automated warehouse, you still need to have people fixing things. And there's a robot thing or there's a conveyor thing, and it needs to go in and fix it. And so I think it's a bigger part will be to have engineers in the warehouse or maintenance crews that just fixing things, and maybe not 24/7, but to be on call when something happens to get that out. So I think that's
that's a fair point.
It's an interesting aspect that I think a lot of people go, we do automation, we don't need to worry anything. Well, then you have other problems.
that's also
So that's but
I'll answer my question. I said it in one of my, I think the third or fourth podcast I ever did about drone technologies. It seems, especially in the UK, there's a lot of trials, a lot of tests. Seems to be a lot of hype, a lot of attraction. Then it went completely quiet. Then Amazon seemed to pick it up, and in the US they're doing a lot of trials, and then it seems to have gone completely quiet again. I don't know if you see or hear anything, but I think drone deliveries is really cool, especially in congested cities, right? But I literally haven't heard anything. So
Australia was doing something, right? I think in remote areas. Yeah, exactly. But I've seen, it was like a big bang, like 5 years ago, maybe something, and then kind of died out. My favorite thing was that I think it's Amazon who took a patent on. So they have is a Zeppelin, like a big. So they have a bunch of drones inside that one, and we'll move over a city, and then release all the drones, and then gather them all again. I move to the next city, and I don't think it was like a theory, like a concept, but I think it sounds super cool.
it's very cool.
So that would be amazing.
I mean, it sounds like the start of a very scary or dangerous movie, but I mean,
I mean, there's also, in Scandinavia, we do a lot of pickup points deliveries as opposed to home deliveries. So I think also for drones might be better in a country where we have a lot of home deliveries instead, because we have fairly good network in Scandinavia where it goes to a store nearby you and you just pick it up on your way home, where you need from a box or something like that, right? So I think it's super cool. I mean, I wanted to move items with drones in the warehouse, but also
we shut that down.
So a lot of limitations.
I want to do a hybrid.
Okay, talk me through.
I mean, like the Elon Musk thing that you have like a vacuum thing that you can just like before, back in the days, you had the postal, you could send post through the tube. It's the same thing, but sending bins or items with a vacuum thing, and you will just go super fast. And that's the same reaction I get from everyone else. That's
well, I'm not buying it or investing, but I'm trying to, but I mean, maintenance would be quite tricky, no?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the practical part.
Oh, sorry,
Sorry. No. So far, I haven't been able to convince this on to hear it, but No, but we are. I mean, we have plans, of course, to expand our warehouse in maybe 2-3 years time or something like that, and that will be. That mean that it's nearby.
Yeah.
That will also mean that we need to transport some goods between sites, kind of. So that's
a cool, not an Elon Musk way, but a cool way to get. I mean, we said about Lex earlier, they kind of got just a conveyor going from one site to the other over the road. I'm not saying that's an inefficient way of doing things, but a faster way. There might be a middle ground between a conveyor and an Elon Musk Hyper vacuum loop. That middle ground might be quite cool.
I'm launching Hyperloop now for EOS, and then next year in Logimat you'll see it all over the place. I'll look at Boozt. Okay,
All the best, yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's we'll see about it.
Okay. Are you facing any challenges in the warehousing world? What's your biggest difficulties at the moment?
Sit for the sprinkler roof.
Yeah, the sprinkler roof, of course.
I mean, I think it's always market is what the market is right now, and you know, customer feelings and around the whole thing. So I mean, it's been a lot of retail struggling in that sense. But I mean, we feel like it might be turning a little bit around, which would be great. And I mean, we're built for speed in our warehouse, so the warehouse is more efficient when we have more stuff to do. So it's always nice to see it when we can pick up, and then we can maybe expand and do some more things with it. So it would be nice. I mean, the pandemic, of course, a horrible thing, but from an e-commerce point of view, that was like the highlight because you know, a lot of things expanding. We had to do a lot of great efficiency gains and stuff like that, and that will be nice to see those be utilized even more.
Well, have I missed anything? Anything you've seen? Anything that's exciting?
Now I think just walking around Logimat, there's so many things that it's very difficult to absorb all the things in. So it feels like you need to go back home. You need to, as we say, marinate on things. So just let it sink in. And there's a lot of similar technologies, and you try to compare it as well. Some things look great here, and then you're thinking about it, and well, you know, how great was that one? And
so it'd also be good to be here and to learn about something completely different to challenge yourself and our automation that we have, just to see that there are other things out there that could be efficient and good.
We walked into one Boozt where we found a friend like that we have no connection to at all, and then we were talking. We got some nice drinks and stuff like that, and then she said like, "Oh, you should see that we have another company there. You should go to that one." And then we found like an item dimension, like a master data or anything. That was super cool. But sometimes it's the random things that kind of puts you in the right path. So.
Okay. And on that point, how do you, like, obviously you've chosen AutoStore, but what is your decision-making process look like in terms of automation? Because I mean, there's 10 halls here in Logimat, which is crazy. But even if you take one hall, there's, I don't know, 30 or 43 more companies that are doing similar in a very different way, but similar-ish things. They're moving items from A to B, right? So what's that decision-making process look like? Why do you go for company X over company Y?
I mean, for like the garment, the question we had there was, do we need it for stock capacity or do we need it for speed? Those two questions pretty much define, okay, what should we go for? Okay, we didn't need the speed, but we needed the stock capacity. So it was a semi-automated solution that we ended with. So a fully automated solution would be very cool, but very expensive for a very small flow. So we tend to talk about, okay, is it stock or do we need speed? And try to navigate throughout those questions.
I think, I mean, that's exactly the point. I mean, we can have the cheapest warehouse in the world, but we won't get any items out.
Exactly.
And then we can have the most expensive though. So, but it will, you know, it's a balance between so exactly stock capacity versus speed. So versus output, it's always tricky. And then
I mean, we could invest even more in outstore, but we went over to have manual warehouse for the bulky items and the high quantities items, and we did a refill. And of course, we could have everything in outstore, but that would be a very expensive storage solution. So we do cheap, and then we refill into outstore. That's our picking machine, and then it goes out. So speed, costs, stock capacity.
So automation is not for everyone and everything then. If you're talking about bulky items,
it's a balance as well. And then I mean, you can have a small automation solution as well. You know, if you have a specific. Usually, I mean, we look at as I said before, the cost sheet, right? So we take what is the most expensive thing that we have, and then we try to fix that one, and then we take the second one, and then it makes no sense to start in the bottom. Like, do we save €5 here? I mean, that makes no sense. So it needs to be on the very, very big percentage of things, and then you work your way down, kind of. And then, I mean, Then we went into was a Hall 9 with the Jun Heinrich.
Yeah.
I mean it looks amazing. That all bells and whistles, and have a Formula One car and everything is
That doesn't come with when you buy.
one of them. Yeah, no, I mean, and that also has is super good use cases as well, and it's super good. But at the end of the day, you need to what is our real problem that we're trying to solve, and what is solving that thing as well. So there's some. I mean, we found some other vendors here as well that is hidden away in a small corner, and I said, "Oh, this is the cool thing that we've seen." So it's also So it's
Exciting times.
Yeah.
it is exciting times. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Let's we'll do one in 5 years' time.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe you've got your Hyperloop from Elon Musk, and
It
we'll
will
see.
only be humanoids, so we'll be just
Humanoids and everything else. We'll see where we're at. But no, pleasure having you on, and we'll catch up soon.
Likewise. Yes. Thank you very much.